The road faded into gravel a few miles past Grand Marais, Minnesota, where cell reception died and pine trees grew so thick they swallowed the daylight. That's where Aiden, Mark, as in Jess, found the cabin, a weather-beaten structure deep in the Superior National Forest, barely clinging to its own foundation. They were there to film a horror doc for their YouTube channel, Mythbreakers. The goal? Prove or disprove the local legend of the Wendigo. Aiden, the skeptic. Mark, the believer. Jess, the camera operator and editor. All three had done this kind of thing before. Urban legends, haunted barns, ghost tours. But this time it felt off. The air was thicker. The silence was too complete. That first night, they set up motion-activated trail cams and laughed nervously around the fire. Mark read from a printed article. The Wendigo, a creature born from cannibalism, cursed to stalk the woods in winter hunger. The wind picked up. A branch cracked deep in the woods. Aiden rolled his eyes. Probably a deer. Jess didn't say anything, just kept staring into the trees. Things went wrong fast. Day 2, they found one of the trail cams torn from the tree. The lens shattered. Huge gashes marked the bark. Something big. Jess swore she heard footsteps circling the cabin the night before. Not footsteps, she whispered. It was breathing. Deep, like a bear, but wrong. It sounded hollow. By day 3, they weren't laughing anymore. They found claw marks on the porch, long, narrow, too precise for any animal, and blood, small smears leading into the forest. Mark insisted on following the trail, camera in hand. Aiden argued but followed anyway. What they found was worse than any myth. At the base of a ridge, they discovered what looked like a man-sized burrow. Bones were scattered outside, some small like a rabbit's, others unmistakably human. Among them was a battered camcorder, ancient-looking but still functional. Jess played the tape back in the cabin. It showed 3 people, early 2000s, judging by their clothes, camping, laughing, then screaming. Something rushed the camera. The last frame showed a pale, deer skull-like face lunging forward, empty eye sockets staring through the screen. That night, Mark vanished. There was no struggle, no blood, just an open door swinging in the wind and his coat still hanging on the rack. Jess broke down. Aiden tried to keep them grounded, but even he was rattled. In the early hours, Jess began muttering, talking about the voices and how it knows. By morning, she was gone too. Aiden found her boots at the edge of the same ridge, half buried in the snow. Beside them, the name Red Creek Mental Hospital was scrawled into the dirt. Aiden stared in confusion. It was the hospital his mother was committed to before she died. He never told anyone about it. Never. His legs gave out. That night, he finally understood. They weren't just hunting the Wendigo. It had called them. The myths were true, but it wasn't just some forest demon. It fed on guilt, on darkness, on secrets. It knew them. It knew him. The hospital, the voices, the buried trauma. It had been pulling the strings all along. Aiden tried to run, through branches that whipped his face, through snow that sucked at his legs. He made it to the Jeep, hands trembling. He turned the key. Nothing. just the low, rhythmic click of something behind him, moving closer. The camera he wore caught his final moments, wild breathing, sobbing, a whisper, "I see you now." Then static. 2 weeks later, local rangers found the cabin, empty. All footage wiped, except for one frame burned into the memory card. A tall, skeletal figure in the trees, watching, always watching.